Hey y'all, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. I got one thing to say right now, and that is God is real big. God is real big. So why are your goals and your dreams and your thoughts about yourself so small? Because God is so big. God is so big. This earth is so big. God is full of everything. So why are your goals and your dreams and your regard for yourself so small? The same God who created you, me, the mountains, the ocean, the sea, the little fish, the dolphins, the birds, the lions. The same God who did that made you. So why are we able to see and perceive and consume all of the bigness that is God, that is the world, that is around us? But then when it comes to you looking at yourself and when it comes to you thinking about what you can do, you're giving yourself the short end of the stick. Why are you doing that? And let's really dissect this, because I had to really, every Monday, right? Welcome to More Money Monday. If this is your first time here, we get right into it. And so the message, we have a few messages today that I have to share with you, but the main message is, I'm not sure if your goals are big enough. I'm not sure if any of our goals are really God-sized goals. I want you guys to type this out in the chat. Type God-sized goals. God-sized goals. And let me pin this comment. Okay, yes. All right, y'all. And go ahead and share this live. Let me make sure I'm all plugged in, because sometimes the phone does decide to die right in the middle of More Money Monday. So y'all go ahead and share this live out. And let's make sure we get 10 people. Share this live out with 10 people who need to really look at, are their goals big enough? Are your goals big enough? And this is so important for us to think about, because we tend to create goals that are a reflection of what we believe we can achieve. So we're creating these goals, these dreams, these ideas for our life. Yes, y'all, share this with 10 people, because we need God-sized goals, okay? And somebody needs this message today, so I need y'all to share this out with 10 people. Let me go ahead and share it with 10 people too. Okay, bloop, 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 bloop. 7, 8, 9, 10. Bam. Yes, all right, good. So we really have to think about having God-sized goals. We tend to create goals and dreams and hopes and aspirations that are a reflection of what we think we can achieve right in that moment, that are a reflection of who we believe we are, or they are a reflection of what people in our family have achieved, what someone has told us we can achieve, someone else's perception of how good or how not good enough we are. And none of that matters. None of that matters. I want you guys to really think about something. I scroll on Zillow every single day, okay? I'm always looking for my dream house. Comment me in the chat if you also scroll on Zillow in price points that you may not be able to currently afford, but you know and believe that you will be able to afford it. Comment me in the chat if you can relate to this. So I'm on Zillow every day. I have alerts set up for certain locations. I have alerts set up for 3 times my price point. I have alerts for all the things that would be in my dream home, that would be in my dream environment, in my dream space. And as I was going through today, scrolling on Zillow, and I found this house that I really like so much. And it's definitely expensive, but it has everything I'm looking for. And I said, you know what? This is a little bit crazy that I'm going to add this to my, heart folder. I also took a screenshot of it. I added it to my life inspiration folder in my phone. And I was like, okay, it's time for me to make a plan. Because this is a God-sized goal. Nothing would indicate right now in this moment that I would be able to get that house. But instead of you betting on the version of yourself that you are right now, bet on the version of yourself that you are going to be in order to accomplish that big goal. Because one thing that God loves, and one thing that future version of you loves, is when you believe in something beyond what you can currently see. Don't set a goal based on the version of you that can achieve it right now, because that's not really stretching yourself. I want you to be setting goals and having dreams and creating a why for yourself and for your life that aren't a reflection of the capabilities you have now, but they're a reflection of the capabilities that you're going to have by deciding to get to work. And so I started thinking, all right, what am I going to do to make this happen? This house costs like $4 or $5 million, but what am I going to do to make this happen? And so I thought about a plan of action, but then I realized, you know what? Action is just the steps, right? I want to have it. I want to have it. So I thought about, well, I want to obtain it, right? What is the word for have? It means obtain. So I looked up additional words for obtain, and one of the words is acquire. Okay? I want to have it. I want you to comment in the chat, I want to have it all. Write that whole sentence in the chat, y'all. We type in a day. Take some notes. Comment, I want to have it all. Because that is the type of belief and attitude that you have to have about the goals that you're making in order for you to even get into the mindset of achieving them. So instead of writing out a plan of action, I call it a plan of acquisition. Because I'm not just going to write out a plan to act on these goals. No, I'm writing out a plan to acquire these goals, to acquire this property, to acquire that bank account balance, to acquire that land, to acquire whatever it is. We don't want to just act. I want to have it. I want you to have it. So we've got to shift from just thinking about it or even saying, you know what, this is too much. I probably couldn't even do it. I'm just going to like it. I'm just going to, keep it in my little Zillow folder. But nothing in me is really believing and taking a step to create a plan of acquisition that I can actually have it. But who told you you can't? Who told you that you can't have the $1 million business? Who told you that you can't have the $1 million house? Who told you that you can't retire your parents? Who told you that you can't make your kids a millionaire? Who told you that? Who told you that the goal you have is too big and that's why you're not showing up to achieve it every day? Who told you that you couldn't do it? And so much of the time when we ask ourselves that question, it's not a one person that told us specifically. It's usually us telling us, I can't do it. It's that negative mindset. It's the doubt within us telling us, no, I like this house, but it's not really going to happen. well, you know, it would be really nice to have $1 million business, but I just don't know how I would do it. It would be so amazing to retire my parents, but I just don't know how I would do it. I don't think I can. And a lot of the times our words of doubt aren't even loud. It's not like we're yelling at ourselves, telling ourselves, you ain't ish, you can't do it, you whack as F, it's not for you. We're not usually talking to ourselves like that. I mean, if you are, then sis, you need to call me because we really got a lot to talk about. Most of the time, the words and the seeds of doubt we plant in ourselves are whispers. It's us talking to ourselves in the dead of night when everybody else is asleep. It's us talking to ourselves in the quiet moments. It's words that we keep in our mind. You know, it's these silent seeds of doubt that are actually breaking down your entire dream and your entire foundation. So I just need to ask you then, why can't you just tell yourself to be quiet? And these are conversations I have with me. Everything I bring to y'all is a reflection of work I'm doing on myself. So when I have my silent seeds of doubt in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep and I'm up because I'm kind of a night owl, and I start going into my places of, oh, Ellie, I don't think you could do it. It's not, no, you can't, da, da, da. I have to tell myself, you know what? Are you going to feed into the doubt and negativity? Are you going to feed into the God-sized goals? And remembering that if God put you here and gave you these ideas, it's because a part of you can accomplish it. Sometimes you got to tell yourself to shut up. Yeah. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, girl, shut up. And I have to do it too. I want you guys to understand, just because I have found success, the beginnings of success from starting my business with a stimulus check in 2020 to now having a multi-7-figure, almost 8-figure business 3 years later, I still go through stuff. I still doubt myself. I still have days where I feel like I'm throwing in the towel. And I have to turn to me and say, you know what, girl? Get it together. Because you wilding right now. And I'm not about to let you bring us back. We're not going back to EBT. We're not going back to being broke. We're not going back to thinking small. We're not going back to self-abuse. We're just not going back. So I don't know what you need to do, but you need to get it together. Because I'm not about to listen to these silent seeds of doubt right here tonight. If you can relate to this, please feel free to have those conversations with yourself. Because why not have the audacity to believe that the same God who created you, the same God that allowed you to birth your children if you're a parent, the same God that created all the things around you, the same God that somehow keeps making sure your bills get paid and keeps making sure that there's food on the table, even on those months that are really hard. Why not believe that the same God who can make those miracles happen can also make big miracles happen? He's just waiting for you to have bigger goals. God is so big, and he wants you to ask big, and he wants you to believe big, and he wants you to pray big. He doesn't want you to focus on the little things that you don't have, because he's not worried about that. He's like, listen, I've created the seas, the earth, the skies, the birds, the trees. You and this little insecurity, that's nothing I can't fix. I want y'all to comment 2 words for me in the chat. Believe bigger. Believe bigger. We have to believe bigger, because one thing that I've realized when I experience fluctuations in my business, when my business goes up or when my business goes down, it's always a reflection of my belief system at the time. If my belief system is high and I have a clear plan of acquisition and I know what I want and I'm asking big and I'm believing big, the numbers are big. But when my belief system is down and I don't know what I'm going after and I don't have a why, I don't have a target, I don't have a plan of acquisition, I don't have anything I'm focused on, my numbers go down as well. So if you're finding yourself in a season of consistent, just platonic numbers, platonic results, I need you to ask yourself, are your goals big enough right now? And not just are they big enough, but are you really believing and invested in the knowing that you can have it? You can have it. It's not a myth. It's not a fallacy. It's not a maybe. It's a win. It's not if you can have it. It's when you can have it, based on your belief and based on your plan of acquisition. You will acquire whatever it is that you set your mind to when you decide to believe bigger and to go after it. And another thing I want us to talk about that's really connected to this, right? How many of you guys feel exhausted? How many of you guys feel exhausted by sometimes the effort it takes to keep going? How many of you guys feel like you need to take rest sometimes? Comment me in the chat. Comment me in the chat if sometimes you really feel like you need to take rest. Comment me in the chat. And something came for me, a couple of days ago when I was thinking about rest, because I've been very tired lately, extremely tired, mentally, physically, just exhausted. And I'm typically not like this. I'm a very productive person. So in true Ellie fashion, you guys know I analyze everything. Anything that's going on, I'm always looking at, okay, well, what is the deeper meaning behind this? And what do I need to learn from what is going on right now in my life and in my body? And one thing I want us to pay attention to, there is nothing wrong with rest. We all need rest. But something that we have to look at is there is a difference between rest and resistance. I'm going to say that again. There is a difference between rest and resistance. So are you resting because you're actually tired? You've been making a lot of effort? Or are you resisting the next step that you're being called to because it feels like it would be too much? Because, I was just, sitting around my room thinking, talking to God. And something was like, but is it rest or is it resistance? Because are you resting or are you resisting what you know you have to do? Again, there is nothing wrong with rest. We have to rest. But you really have to look at, in that moment, are you actually calling it rest when in reality it's just that you don't want to do what you're being called to do because you're afraid of what it might take. You're afraid that you might fail. You're afraid that it might be a different direction than what you have currently been doing. You see, sometimes we have these seasons, and if you've been going at a certain pace in a certain direction after a certain objective for quite some time, and then all of a sudden sudden it starts to feel like you should actually shift and go the other way to get to your objective faster, you're going to have resistance to that. And it's going to make you exhausted because you'll feel like, I've been doing it this way. I just want to keep doing it this way. And something is telling you, God is pulling you, your intuition is pulling you, something is pulling you to start doing things in a different way. But you might be resisting that because it isn't comfortable. And so the way that resistance starts to take shape is, I'm tired. I don't think I can do this anymore. I need to rest. This is too much. Maybe I should give up this business, right? And sometimes resting isn't sleep. Sometimes resting is, I don't think I'm going to create content today. I don't really know if I should try this. I've tried to apply to so many loans and I haven't gotten approved. I've tried to apply to so many grants and I haven't gotten approved. My business plan is still not done, but I just don't really want to do it today. Sometimes rest looks like that too. Sometimes rest looks like you not doing what it is that you're supposed to do because you're actually resisting this other direction that is going to be promising for you, but because it's something new and different and uncomfortable, you're like, no, I'm gonna just stay right here. I'm gonna just stay right here where it's comfortable, where I know what I'm doing, where I know what to expect. And you know what, y'all? There isn't any growth there. And so I've had to ask myself too, Ellie, are you resting or are you resisting? Are you calling this rest because you really just don't want to do the new thing that keeps coming to your brain? And that will make you tired. Fighting against what you need to do will make you so exhausted. And so I really want you guys to think about that as we're looking at having these bigger goals and having God-sized goals and believing in what is next for your life. I want you to recognize that it doesn't mean it's going to be easy to get there. Your plan of acquisition doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's supposed to give you focus and it's supposed to give you a guide so that even when those moments come along where you are tired, where you do want to rest, where you do just want to throw the towel in, you can look and say, you know what? I'm going to take a couple days of rest, but I'm going to make sure that I do not let this rest turn into resistance because I still need to achieve these goals so that I can acquire whatever this is. It's all about finding the harmony. There's really not a such thing as balance. It's just about finding the harmony. Yes, you're going to have days where you're unclear. You don't know what to do. You feel badly about yourself. But we're not going to let those days be all the days. Those days where the silent seeds of doubt come, they're going to come. But the harmony is when they come, you come and also say, there's no time for that. Because we've got this plan of acquisition and I'm going to have it all. Comment it's mine in the chat if you agree. Comment it's mine in the chat if you agree. So this is how you start to shape what the next phase of your life will look like. And it's so important that we start thinking about these things now because the crazy is that December 1st is Friday, which means January 1st is 30 something days away. This year, the second half of this year I don't even know where November went. It was like I got out the hospital and then it was Thanksgiving. So considering that we're on the verge of this new year, this new season, this new opportunity, I want you to be making plans of acquisition for some of the biggest things you have ever set your mind on. Because why not? If there's an option to go for the house that is, and this is just an example, right? But if there's an option to go for the house that is, affordable, kind of nice, gives you the basic necessities, or if there's an option to go for the house that is all the things you've ever wanted in one place, And you have the opportunity to get both. That's the thing. When you set big goals and when you ask God for, when you pray big prayers and when you ask God for big things, you have the opportunity to have them. Your chance of success on either side, whether it's a big goal or a small goal, is 50-50. So if you have both opportunities to achieve both outcomes, why not go for the big one? Why not? Why not go for the big one? You either think you can or you think you can't. And in either situation, you're right. God can only give you what you're asking for. This life can only give you what you're asking it for. So whether you're asking small or you're asking big, you're gonna get it. Whether you're asking small or you're asking big, I don't know why my curl is just not cooperating today. I keep tussling with it. Just do what I want you to do. I'm gonna just tuck it. There we go. Back to the subject at hand. Either you think you can or you think you can't. And in both situations, you're right. I don't know who said that quote. I think it was Zig Ziggler, but it has always stuck with me. And I hope that it sticks with you, because God, like I said, can only give you what you ask for. Life can only give you what you're asking for. If you're setting big goals, you have the opportunity to achieve them. If you're setting small goals, you also have the opportunity to achieve them. I will never forget when I used to use a lot of time and effort to make sure that I properly renewed my social services benefits. Hours on the computer, going to the DPSS office with kids, spending sometimes 3 hours there in line, waiting my turn, bringing snacks for the kids, making sure the iPads were fully charged, completely organizing myself and my situation to ensure that I got my EBT card renewed, that I got my cash aid renewed, or got whatever else I was looking for at the time. And there was a moment when I finally decided to start my business, and I said, you know what? If I can put that same plan of acquisition in place to get my benefits renewed, which is a small goal, what if I were to use that same energy to put a plan of acquisition in place to make a business pop, which is a big goal? In either scenario, you have what it takes to make it happen. It's just a matter of you deciding, where are you going to put your energy? Are you going to put it into the thing that you perceive as small, or are you going to put it into the thing that you perceive as big and allow God to step in and say, okay, now we're talking. Now let's get to work. Because you've been playing small and it's time to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big. And y'all know the audio. I don't cuss, but you're thinking small. And you need to be thinking big. I want y'all to comment again in the chat. Believe bigger. Believe bigger. Believe bigger. What you want for your life is what you will have. What you want for your business is what you will have. What you tell yourself about yourself is what you will be. What you believe about yourself is what you will see. That's it. And that's why how God has created us is so magical and difficult, right? Because God has given us, we are the only ones that have the ability to use our mind to create. And as a result, we can create positivity and we can also create negativity. And both end up being real. We have the ability to choose to do right. We also have the ability to choose to do wrong. And so this is, the blessing and the curse of us as humans is that we can do it all. We can be the absolute worst or we can be the absolute best. Both can happen. The choice is yours. Are you going to just keep believing that you're not good enough and allow that to be what your amazing mind creates and manifests about your life? Or are you going to decide to believe that you can do everything you put your mind to, that you can have the $5 million house, that you can have the $10 million business, that you can retire your parents, that you can set up the investments, that you can do all the things that you want to do, but you won't give yourself the permission to believe? Are you going to choose that side? Because that can also happen. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down right now? Comment got it in the chat if you got it. Comment got it in the chat if you got it. I'm going to start making these More Money Mondays earlier, but my husband just put the kids to bed. It's 10 o'clock here. So I be trying to get in where I can fit in, okay? Because the kids, it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. But I'm definitely going to get these earlier because I need you to hear these messages at the top of your day on a Monday. All right? I know it's like afternoon, early evening for y'all. No. I need to make sure y'all are getting this at like 8, 9 a.m. But if you're picking up what I'm putting down, comment got it if you got it. Because I really hope that these messages fill you up the way that they fill me up. And I want you to know, it's okay that you do have those moments where you doubt yourself. Like I said, I have them too. What isn't okay is for you to let that to win you. It's for you to let that to be your 100% experience of yourself. That's the battle. That's the battle. Those seeds of doubt are going to come in the middle of the night when it's just you. Right? That little voice is going to be like, girl, you can't do that. Why are you even thinking about it? It's going to come. But where you step in is say, you know what? Shut up. We don't need that. We're going to choose to believe bigger because whether I think I can or I think I can't, I'm right. So you might as well choose to believe that you can, because you're right about that. You absolutely can. If you want to make $500,000 next year, you can. If you want to make $5 million next year, you can, and you will. Why? Because you're going to make that plan of acquisition. You're going to not just say what I'm going to start doing. No, here's the steps I'm going to take to have it. Not just look at it, to have it. If you want to make $5,000 next year, you can. If you don't want to make no money next year, you can do that too. So let's choose to have big goals, God-sized goals, and go after it. So, I put that dream house on my vision board. I'm like, God, I just need 18 months, maybe less. But for me, it's giving tunnel vision. I told my husband, I was like, oh, okay, so basically prepare yourself because this is where we're going to live. So, I don't know about you, but 18 months from now, we're going there. He's like, okay, cool. Let me know what you need me to do. I'm like, yeah, I will. I will let you know exactly what I need you to do. But just letting you know, this is going to be our address. And you got to have that type of fierce, just unwavering core belief in yourself. And then when you go and talk to God about it, just be like, God, I really think I found the house. And if it's right for me, because you know best, but if it's right for me, I need you to help me make sure I stick to this plan of acquisition and help align my steps, align the people in my life so I can get closer to it. So if your plan is the business, God is going to align your steps to get closer. If your plan is a certain amount of money in your bank account, God is going to align your steps to get closer. But don't forget that you have to do the work too. That's why we have the plan of acquisition. We have the plan of acquisition to hold us accountable, and then we go to God to do the rest. I love y'all. Okay? I do. So I want you guys to know that you can always find my More Money Mondays on my page and also on my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel is like so close to 100,000 subscribers. Child, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube right now, just please go search Ellie Talks Money and subscribe. I think I'm like 3,000 subscribers away. And I'm like, come on, plan of acquisition, okay? So if you're not already subscribed, go to YouTube, search Ellie Talks Money. You can find all the More Money Mondays, all of my other amazing videos, the podcast, just a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. And I'm going to be posting more vlogs and longer videos there coming up into like this month and into next year. So you definitely don't want to miss out. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this More Money Monday. I hope that this spoke to you. I hope that it gave you what you needed. I want to make sure you guys know as well that my Cyber Monday deal is still going on, extended from Black Friday. So you're getting all 5 of my best sellers for the price of 1. So that's business credit, grants, Airbnb, both domestic and international. So it's a bundle, my business plan bundle, and then a list of 1,000 business lenders. You're getting all 5 of those for $297, which is like $40 each. Okay, I think even less, maybe 45, I don't know, 40 something dollars each. So DM me the word bundle or go straight to the link in my bio and get it. These courses are all going away. They're going to be retired. I will not be selling these anymore into next year. So this is your best chance to get them all for the price of 1 instead of buying them individually. All right. I love y'all. Believe bigger. Okay. God-sized goals. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So let's go ahead and believe that we can. All right. So DM me the word bundle and I will get you that 5 for 1 bestseller blowout, and subscribe to my YouTube. Bye. Love y'all.